Hello, good morning and welcome to a new week full of reading, I hope. What are we reading this week? First off, I'm going to be finishing Illuminae. Then I want to read Saving Safa, which is a book that I read for my book club on Wednesday. And then I'll have to see. I have to read physical books that I still have here. Well, I do want to progress in The Eye of the World. I'm annotating it. The physical books that I still have here are Grace and Fury, which I'm preparing a book box for Ilva for, and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is a traveling book. I'm participating in a couple of challenges. Because of the challenge, I've picked some other books. So in this challenge, we are traveling around the world. Every journey, it's kind of tied to the Around the World in 80 Days. And for every leg of the journey, we have a different set of prompts that we have to fulfill. And I have to fulfill. Read a book with animals on the cover and read a book where someone is a soldier. For read a book with animals on the cover, I'm going to be reading the Windup Bird Chronicle. And for somebody's a soldier, I think I'm reading Curse. Also this week is a buddy read for Winner Counts. It's a group read for the Dragons and Tea book club. It's scheduled for this week. And then let's just see how we get across the week. Let's start into the week with some packages. So first off is the Wildest Drems book box. This is the cheapest book box that I'm currently getting. Ships from the UK, €26.57, and that includes shipping. And this is what it looks like. We have a tea, which is inspired by the Kissing Booth. It's a wonderfully sweet and warming tea with delicious hint of butterscotch and creamy touch of marshmallow. It's really a comfort tea blend. That actually sounds good. Let's see what type. Oh, it's a black tea. Yes, black tea, butterscotch, and marshmallow. That sounds amazing. That's going on my top, the top of my pile. And then we have a wax melt. A warrior's greatest enemy can also be his greatest teacher, inspired by The Novice. I don't know The Novice. Oh, that's very fresh. That's very toilety. And then we have this little arrow heart bracelet, which is then we have a bookmark. I'm a moth to his flame, and he never hesitates me. After from Anna Todd. Not a fan of this either. Okay. November 2020, Pixels to Print. Let's check out the book. Oh, I already have this book. Sol is struggling to keep her life together after her mother's deportation. Soon she finds herself embroiled in a number of madcap adventures that ultimately change the course of her life forever. A witty and urgent own voices romance, perfect for fans of The Sun's Also a Star and To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This costing 27 euros, so around probably like 20 pounds or 30 US dollars is a stretch. But I enjoy their diverse picks, and it again is a very diverse pick. Let's dive into the Fairy Loot, which is one of the more expensive ones. So the topic of the month is Wicked Hearts. Playing cards, Wicked Hearts. Gorgeous foiled playing cards include artwork from our amazingly wicked fandoms. You can spot characters from the shadows between us, the beautiful Sorcery of Thorns, and even the Darkest Stars. I probably wouldn't know who's who. Then we have an enamel pin, the Young Elites. It's my turn to use, my turn to hate. Okay. Then we have some socks, Vampire Hunter socks by the Castlevania series, and it's made by Jez Hogg. A Ajax from the Carol series puzzle. That's interesting. We have Salt and Pepper. These are cute. This is potentially something that I will keep. By Earth, Moon, and Stone, bless this hearth, bless this home. The design is by Noverentale in foil. The quotes are from our featured book of the month. Then we have some Star Wars stickers and the tarot cards. They are designed by the very talented RS28 and are inspired by House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. All right, so we have a bookmark, the Fairy Scoop with an interview, information what's exclusive. We have a letter from the author with some fan art. Oh, I can see people drooling over this character. And the book of the month is Kingdom of the Wicked. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, I didn't see this. That's beautiful. I love this. We're so happy to present to you our book of the month, Kingdom of the Wicked. It is set in Italy, has witches, demons, romance, and deadly mystery. Our edition is one of the most beautiful ones we've ever done. It has an exclusive cover, stencil, and sprayed edges. Artwork on the dust jacket, a foil design on the hardcover, and printed signature on the title page. It also comes with a signed bookplate and an exclusive bonus chapter. That's actually quite cool. What is the book about? Two sisters, one murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself. That doesn't sound too bad. Amelia and her twin sister Victoria have been inseparable all their lives. As witches who exist secretly among humans, they know the dangers of drawing attention and work at their family's renowned Sicilian restaurant, avoiding notice and persecution. One night, Victoria doesn't come home, and it's not long before a distraught Emilia discovers the body of her beloved twin desecrated beyond belief. Devastated, Emilia vows to find her sister's killer and seek vengeance at any cost, even if it means calling upon a dark magic that has long been forbidden. Then Emilia meets Wrath, one of the wicked, princes of hell she has been warned against since she was a child. Wrath claims to be on Emilia's side, tasked by his master with solving a series of murders on the island, of which Victoria is the latest victim. But when it comes to the wicked, nothing is as it seems. That doesn't sound too bad. Last one. This box is from Drachenmondverlag, where I unboxed two amazing boxes, I think 2 weeks ago. And I bought more of their candles because I really liked how the candle looked. A cookie and a tea, which it's like the ember of the dragon. There's a postcard with like handwritten greeting, the catalog, a sampler, and my 4 candles. This is the first one. It's Liter Sum Musenkuss, inspired by one of their books. I just love the printing, and then they have this little thingamajig here. This one is Bin Hexen. I'm gone practicing witchcraft. Wish me luck. I think that the book with that title sounded like really funny. And then we have little thingy on top. This one's a colorful one. Froschröschen. That's like a combination of 2 fairy tales. The subtitle is The Real Fairy Tale. See this little rose and the frog on top? That's so cute. And the last one, inspired by the book that I just read a week or 2 weeks ago, Schöpfer der Wolken. It doesn't smell bad, but it's not something where I would be like, yeah. Aren't they cute? I mean, I like these candles. They're really well made. It is lunchtime. I'm making myself a nice avocado cream. It goes along with the soup I prepared during batch. My toast is ready. I really am starting to learn to trust these recipes. I'm following the weekly recipes by Dirty Girl Clean Food, or is it Clean Food Dirty Girl? Anyways, and I have tried to just completely follow the recipes in most cases. I think the only thing that I'm not eating is olives, because I've tried it and no matter how I prepare olives, it's not for me. But I've tried a lot of things that I thought wouldn't work. I tried a lot of things that I thought wouldn't be for me, and I was so positively surprised. And I think if I would have just not included one part of the recipe, I wouldn't have liked it, because these things are meant to go together. So follow the recipes. So I finished planning my Thanksgiving dinner, but that took a lot of time. No more reading today. Before I'm going to bed, I need something more. I haven't eaten a lot today, and I just made myself another smoothie from the Kenko box. They have bits and pieces in it really well with this one. One is like acai and banana and strawberry and date, I think. Really looking forward to this one. Good morning. I'm on my way to the dentist. I have a long ass appointment today. I think they said 4 to 5 hours. We are preparing my teeth, doing some fitting, some molding and stuff for some bigger adjustments. It's gonna be expensive, but I'm looking forward to it. For once, I am looking forward to being able to smile without being subconscious about my darkened teeth. And it's mainly because it blackened from the inside. What my dentist proposed to me, there's 2 things that they can do. So they can either open it up, bleach it from the inside and close it again to get the darkened bits light, or I'm going to be getting a replacement, so a cover, so to speak. That's what I'm getting because I need some more cover. What am I looking forward to? Being able to smile without looking like weird.
I might go too fast. I don't care about those limits.
I have my new phone and I'm hoping that the quality is getting better, but right now it seems a little bit like it's flimmering, like the quality is actually worse. It might be due to my settings. Let's see. Is that better? Let me try old phone next to it. Oh, it actually is a lot better. Wow. Yeah, all right. I just couldn't see the flimmering back there because it wasn't light enough, and now it's light enough. I've finished Illuminae and I love it. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars because it isn't there for me to give 5 out of 5 stars. Potentially, if the whole series wraps up some things nicely, it might become a 5 out of 5 stars. Certainly do love the idea of the different mediums and the way that this is written in different styles, that it's not narrated. And there's a few like extra bits and pieces like the images of people, an overview of the ship, etc., that I feel like is amazing. And I think it's very, very original, and that alone is a reason why I love it. But then I did enjoy the storyline, I did enjoy the characters, and by enjoying the characters, I never ever mean that I think they're all likable, perfect human beings. I think that they're great reading material. Then I have read rather quickly, because that was a book club yesterday, Saving Safa by Wildest Drems, rescuing a little girl from FGM. I think that this book is an important book about a topic that is not talked about enough. We're trying to get into topics and into diversifying and raising awareness for so many things right now, but I feel like we're overlooking so many things that happen in countries that are predominantly poorer countries. Let me just read you from the prologue. Dear Wildest Diary, my name is Safa Noor and I am 7 years old. I acted in your film, do you remember? I come from Djibouti and I have 2 brothers, Amir and Noor, and my mama and my papa. All the people in Balbala know me because of your film. That makes me proud. Papa says that we are doing much better now. We have things to eat and even light. The others don't have that. And I go to school. That is great. Everyone there knows who you are as well, and that I acted in your film. Papa always says we're also famous now. How are you? I'm well, but sometimes I'm also very sad because I'm all alone. When we play on the street, the children run away and curse and say bad things. They say I stink, but that's not true at all. Mama and Papa also argue because of me, and Mama cries a lot. Safa is a disgrace. She's not circumcised, and Papa gets very cross. If I was circumcised too, then the others would play with me, but I'm also scared because it hurts a lot. So I also don't want it. I don't know what do you say. The children at school are much nicer, but not in the beginning. Do you know, the other children have important parents and they come from many faraway countries. I'm the only one from Balbala and we're not ready. So they were mean, and because of my niqab too. Then Madame Durrani talked to Mama, and now I always go to school without my niqab. I don't know how to pronounce that properly. I'm sorry for mispronouncing it if I do. And I like that better too. My best friend is called Diane Pearl, and she comes from America. Her father is a diplomat. I don't know what that means. What is that, Warris? Diane lives in the most beautiful house in the whole Djibouti, and she's 8 already. Diane is not very good at French. That's why she's in my class. We get on really well, and everyone knows she's my friend. Diane is also tall, and now the other children aren't mean anymore. A few days ago, people came to see us with cameras and microphones, and they talked to everyone and asked Mama and Papa lots of things. They also gave me a picture of you, and I look at it, and when I'm sad, that's why I'm writing to you. You're the most beautiful woman and the strongest. You're so great. When I grow up, I want to be just like you. When will you come to visit me? Are you coming back to Djibouti? That would be lovely. I love you. Safa. What kind of trouble must this little girl be suffering at just 7 years old to make her seek help to write such an unusually long and grown-up letter? On the one hand, happy to be unharmed, and on the other, ignored, shunned, and lonely. I do think it's an important topic. I think that the writer is not necessarily a writer. I don't necessarily like her writing style. I was hesitant about reading this because I felt like I could potentially rate this better than it was because it's an important topic. I don't think that you should just rate a book by the topic that it's about, right? It is a quick read. I think I read this in like 3 hours maybe. I encourage you to pick it up. Very interesting, eye-opening, and heartwarming, and tearing at your heart, and I might have cried at times or was shocked, etc. I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars because I was not a fan of the writing style. And I think that this person could have used help from a ghostwriter, and this book could have been a lot better. And then I started listening and reading Cursed, which I'm actually enjoying a lot more than I thought so far. It was a book club pick. I was a little bit hesitant about it, and I probably put it off for a year. That's why it's landing on my TBR again this year. I'm about to finish it in probably the next hour or two. I'm between a 3 and a 4 star. And then I realized, shockingly, that I'm a week behind in my reading. I was like, hey, it's completely chill. I'm completely on top. And then I was like today, oh my gosh, it's not the 12s, it's the 19s, and I need to cut some books out. So I started diving into the Windup Bird Chronicle. So far so good, but right now I will prioritize just doing this quick read. It is a graphic novel. It's about people, it's like a memoir from a Vietnam family moving to America. Intimate look at one family's journey from their war-torn home in Vietnam to their new lives in America. I'm reading this for the Cuddle Up Book Club, and I am considering gifting this to Sabrina in my advent calendar, which I need to finalize it tomorrow. Sabrina has sent her halves to my house, and then I'm meeting with Annie to finalize Sabrina's and then to send her. So this is supposed to go into her calendar because she's interested in that stuff, and I don't know if this has much resale value, and I think she would like it, and so I'm gonna read it and then put it into her calendar. So let's just get going. 1.5 hours later. I'm giving this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised. For the first like 3 quarters, we went back and forth between parts of history, this family's history, and it started to be a little bit confusing because I didn't know who am I following now and where are we in the timeline now, and it felt a little bit random at times, but it still gave me a lot of background info on Vietnam and everything around it. I honestly didn't know much about, but then honestly I think the last 20 something pages suddenly were tearing at my heartstrings, and I just got ready to cry. Our relationship with our parents and being an own parent now, and just some dynamics in that, and these things just made me want to cry because they hit home. I find the illustrations beautiful, in some ways different, in some ways simple. There was one page with photos of the family when they were taken, these pictures were taken in the refugee camp, which I enjoyed. I would have liked another set of photos, to be honest. There we go. I love that. That made it real as well. I'm currently listening to the Windup Bird Chronicle on audiobook, but I really feel like reading a physical book. I'm obviously gravitating towards another chapter in here. I am enjoying going through this slowly and honestly annotating the shit out of it and doing stuff like this. Maybe I'm enjoying this a little bit too much, I don't know. I'm enjoying this a ton. There's already a couple of people who have commented in it, and looking forward to this. And then this is becoming a book box for Ilba, and now my choice was between these 2 books, but because I'm already reading a Murakami audiobook, I don't think that's a good idea right now. So I'm pushing that to the back, and then I will just start with this one.
A few moments later.
I got to page 50 and I'm DNFing. DNFing this is a tough call. The idea of this book was so good. I love the selected casting type of king selects a number of girls and they're fighting for his attention trope. Even though I'm not into romance, I kind of love this trope because it has a casting vibe, which I love. In this world, women have no rights. We have 2 sisters. One is on an island prison where women must fight to survive, and the other one is in the palace. The prison island has prepared her whole life to be the perfect woman to become an heir, to produce an heir to the throne. And the younger sister has a dangerous secret, so tropey and bleh. She is this cliche, I'm rebellious, I'm feminist character, but she's chosen by the prince to compete for like the produce my heir situation. It could be good. The idea sounds so good, but honestly, this just sucks so much. It was super rushed getting into it. I felt like there's no world building whatsoever. There's no character building whatsoever. The characters are very cliche, very tropey, very one-dimensional, and they just have one characteristic. In the case of the person who prepared to be a beauty and produce an heir, it's this naive, everything's pretty, I want to be pretty in nice gowns and you need to follow everything that the rulers say type of girl, and the other sister is the I'm against everything and I will not listen to authorities, and when the prince talks to me I will just snap back, and I need to convince my sister that feminists rule and you need to have your own voice, etc. It is so over the top. I do think that there could be great messages in here and everything, but it's done so over the top that I constantly feel like this rebellious character is supposed to stand next to me being like, you need to be like this and you need to be feminist, etc. The problem is she says it a lot, but she doesn't act like it. And then it's just so super predictable and there's just no depth to it. I need to DNF, especially after I then went ahead and read a review from a friend of mine who said exactly the same thing and she finished it. And my friend that I'm doing the book box for instead picked Snow Like Ashes. I am hoping that this is going to be better. I read a Sarah Rush book before and I did enjoy it, and this has been on my TBR so many times, so like on my monthly TBR, and I'm really looking forward to this. Keep my fingers crossed that this is going to be more for her. I wanted to take a little break from reading. I feel like it's so late. I haven't done anything because I'm DNFing something, but I feel good about DNFing, so I think I'm going to watch an episode of something or watch TV for half an hour and then try to get into the Windup Bird Chronicle, which I'm sure is going to be amazing. Hello, I'm halfway through the Windup Bird Chronicle. I just think that having this piece of work from Murakami might not be the best to start Murakami. Some of the reviews that I've seen underline that this might not be, I wouldn't say it's not his best work, that it might be one of his more confusing works. He could have pushed it a step further and smoothed it out a little. At least that's how I understand the feedback that I've seen. Do you see this? I never have herpes. This is thanks to my dentist. After reading The Best We Could Do, I ordered Almost American Girl. It stood out to me and it looks really nice, and I'm currently in a mood for memoirs in the graphic novel style, potentially because it's a quick read. This is about a girl who grew up as a child of a single mom in Seoul, and on a vacation she visits friends in Huntsville, Alabama, and that unexpectedly becomes a permanent relocation. And following the announcement that her mom's getting married. So you have relocation to a strange country, you have a new parent, a lot of changes. She's dropped in a school where she doesn't understand the language and struggles. Cut off from friends in Seoul and no access to her beloved comics. So I think this is a lot about the struggles of this main character, about changes, about finding a new place, and a lot of this will have to do with her love and passion for comics, and I am looking forward to reading this. And then I also received the Schmökerbox, which is a German book box. Recently just wanted to experience some German boxes, and I have just decided that I will need to cancel pretty much all my subscriptions. I have more than enough books on my shelves. I don't need more books at this time, but I need money. I have some financial changes coming up, and also I want to rearrange some of my spending so I can afford a van next year and build it out. Yeah, before that I just wanted to check out a few more boxes, and that's what I'm doing. This month's theme is Spiegelung, so like mirroring, outer and inner, visible and often not visible. In November, we're taking you to a story full of mirroring, tragedy, and invisible strings that keep people together. There's a bookmark on top, and it has a quote from the book of the month. That's like some boost tea. This I can unpack later. This I can unpack later. This says page 390, so I'm assuming I'm not supposed to open this before 390. The book is wrapped, and then there's a cute notebook. It's a dotted notebook, but it also has some paws on some pages. And I think I've seen leaves. That's cute, isn't it? But honestly, that's a lot of work. I love how things are wrapped in here. I love that it does have a like color theme and everything. Ooh, it's foiled. And the name of the book is Tiger, a fascinating journey to the outer and inner wild of people and tigers. For Frida, an English primate. Why is my English like non-existent today? Like research scientist. Tigers are nothing but wild animals, strange, raw, aggressive. But since she's working in a little zoo in Devon, she is confronting these wild cats every single day. She's starting to get interested more and more in the personality of tigers. Then she's starting to understand them and finally love them. Through them, she's learning define herself and is going on a journey that is bringing her to Siberia, where her own destiny will be combined with the one of Thomas, a lonely man in the woods of the taiga, the small wild girl Sina, and a tiger in a surprising way. It's interesting. The goodies in this box are supposed to remind you of people in this novel, moments of failing and moments of hope. The Reading Sugar notebook, it stands for ice cold, and the roughness Siberia for tiger. Okay, let's just look into the goodies. Okay, cool. A thermos storage. It seems to be really good quality. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's cute. Really like this. That's for a candle. Honestly, this is an amazing adult box. And then last but not least, we have the page 390 thing. Oh, it's just a tiger postcard. That's a little bit disappointing, I think. I just wish they would concentrate on books written by German authors and not translated. I really like it. Very practical. I would love to have this type of box to kind of get to know some German authors, some German books that I don't really have my eye on already. This is getting worse. I made myself like a turmeric honey paste. I needed to change it up. I am pretty much finishing the Windup Bird Chronicles right now. I think I'm reading it at the wrong time in my reading life. And the reason I'm saying that is because I feel weirdly drawn to this book. I feel weirdly captivated by this book. And I feel like this book is telling me things. I feel like this book wants to be liked by me, but I can't fully enjoy it because it is just a little bit out of my enjoyment zone. I'm not the biggest fan of magical realism. Mostly magical realism just turns me off, to be honest. Mostly magical realism is just too weird for me. And then Murakami's writing is weird in itself anyways, without the magical realism. But I do love the characters, I do love the setting, and I feel like there's something so down to earth and raw that appeals to me so much that I want to like it. But the weirdness and the magical realism part is just something that I can't get into right now. And then having a book that just opens up more and more questions and more what the hell is going on is just not something that I'm enjoying at this point in my life. But there's so many elements in this book that I feel like I'm really enjoying, and that I feel so drawn to it that I feel like I should be enjoying it much more. It should get a high rating. It could potentially get into the most loved books for me, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I feel like I should. Tell me, have you ever been there? Do you know what I mean? Do you know this feeling at all that I'm describing? Anyways, I think at this time in my life, it is a 3 out of 5 stars. But I know that if I reread it in a different, just when I'm in a different stage, potentially more open to magical realism, potentially deeper into Murakami, similar to The Wheel of Time, where I had to get into the world. And now that I understand the basics of this world, rereading the first book is like amazing. When I read it the first time, I was struggling to keep my concentration on the story because there were so many elements that I just didn't understand. And now that that's gone, I just love it so much more. So much more. And I'm getting through it really, really slowly and annotating it like crazy. I have like every page looks like this, and I mean, this is the start of a traveling book. It should be empty, and it's not. I have a feeling that something similar would happen to Murakami when I reread it in a different stage of my life. I need to take another painkiller. This hurts so. I mean, this, yes, but this here, like, my gum hurts so much. I'll continue the tour. Really looking forward to diving into this. I'm hoping to get mostly through by the end of tomorrow. Predicting a 5-star read from this as well. I enjoyed the Scythe trilogy so far so much that I can't imagine this being anything but a 5-star. So really looking forward to this. Right, tomorrow I am driving to see somebody from the traveling book group on Goodreads. We're going to work on getting advent calendars done. We're like 3 people and we make advent calendars for each other. And we are meeting up to wrap up the one for the 3rd person and then sending it to her. And then later next week, we're exchanging the other halves. So each of us has half a calendar from the others. Does that make sense? If not, and that's it. I need to take a painkiller and go to bed and just try and sleep off the pain. And hopefully this is better tomorrow. I just want to whine about how painful it is. Okay, so before going to bed, I just had to read it. I got through it in 1.5 hours and I enjoyed it so much. That was such a cute story. It wasn't like an easy story or something. It hit on some topics around immigration, fitting in, but it's not a story about being a refugee, but about finding your home and finding your place. And it's really, really nice. I love that it's not focusing on romance. It's focusing on just being your own woman and making it. And I love it. It was really, really cute. And I think that this will most likely be more something for Sabrina than the other book. So I'll probably give that to her. It's really, really cute.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving